yeah. Alright, so we have Druid, Hunter, and Rogue. Just go ahead and type in chat. We don't have enough people watching yet to really worry with Moobot with doing a poll. So go ahead and type in chat which class you want to play, Druid, Hunter, or Rogue. We had pretty good success with the Hunter Arena deck last night, I think it was. Druid can be a lot of fun. Rogues have been nerfed, but I wouldn't mind trying them out and see how they go. So go ahead and vote, guys. I'll give you about a minute or so. Let's see. So a couple bits of Hearthstone news. There was an issue with the EU servers today, so they were not able to do another wave of EU invites. However, it is worth noting that they are continuing to do invites at an accelerated pace, so much so that some people are starting to get multiple keys. I don't know if it's multiple accounts that they have or the same account, but they're starting to get keys. So I suspect, again, that open beta is in the not too distant future. It seems like Blizzard is basically just stress testing their servers at this point. So yeah, so we'll see. Hopefully that'll be pretty soon. Hey Black Sun, welcome to the stream. Thanks for watching. Alright, so it looks like most folks want to see Druid. I'm good with that. So let's go ahead and start with Druid.
Protect the wild.
Guys, let me know if the audio volumes are off or anything. I'm always messing with things, and sometimes I mess up what I'm trying to do occasionally. Alright, you know what? Let me close this. Alright. So let's see what we have here. So for Druid, we're not likely to get weapons. We're probably not going to have much Pirate synergy. Demolisher is good, but Abomination I think is the best. Again, in Arena, you're really looking for card value. So you want cards that stand well on their own if you can. I do like Demolisher as well, but A-Bomb is just it's such a good pick. Let's see. Not a huge fan of Silverbark Patriarch. Lugia Warrior is actually not bad. It's basically a 2-cost spell that you get to do 2 damage with, but it's also a minion. But I think Savage Roar is far and away the best. So, alright, Buddha, see you in a bit. Direwolf Alpha is good. Raid Leader is good as well. Raid Leader is obviously better, I think, for late game. I like Direwolf Alpha. Even though the Raid Leader has a better overall ability, usually at the beginning of the game you're not going to have more than 2 minions out anyway, so Direwolf Alpha is about all you need, and you get it for 1 less mana. Shield Bearer is not a bad early taunt minion to just kind of mess things up a bit, but I think Direwolf Alpha is the better value here, even over Raid Leader. See, interesting choices here. Razorfin Hunter is obviously good because you get two minions out. Earthen Ring Farseer is pretty solid. Stormwind Knight I like because at 4 mana and a 2/5 you're almost a guaranteed trade. Again, these are all pretty good. We're not really going to have any like beast synergy or anything for a Druid deck. You know, heal never hurts. What do you guys think? Yeah, I think these are all pretty equal cards. Alright, I'm gonna go Stormwind Knight. Starfire is always hard to pass up. 5 damage and you draw a card. I mean, it removes pretty much everything except the largest of minions. And you get to draw a card. I don't think there's anything around there. Plus, you can use it on heroes as a win condition. So, I'm going Starfire. Alright, so we have rare cards here. Probably not going to go Light Warden. We shouldn't go Light Warden. Savagery recently got nerfed. It used to be all minions. Now it's just a minion. I think of these, it's hard to argue with Starfall being the best of the 3. Especially after the Savagery nerf. Alright, so these are interesting cards. Normally I would really like Power of the Wild. Wild Growth obviously gives you a lot of ramp potential, especially if you coin in the Wild Growth on turn 1. Wrath is such a solid card though. I think Wild Growth or Wrath is better than Power of the Wild. But I think Wrath is overall the best. Wild Growth can be situational. You know, if you get it late in the game, then it's kind of useless. Whereas Wrath is always has a use. I'm gonna go Wrath. Naturalize, you know, 1 mana. The great thing is you destroy a minion, but your opponent draws 2 cards. So Kaepernick is saying, or I know it's C Prince. I always called you Kaepernick. He was watching someone who had 3 wild growths and a 9-cost legendary. It's pretty crazy. Naturalize is great less game. It gives you a really good single minion removal. It's really only going to use it on a big legendary card, but I like Wrath here. Yeah, I mean, Naturalize, you're right, it's no for an emergency, but we'll probably get another Naturalize somewhere along the way. I'm going to go ahead and take another Wrath. Let's see. You know, we're getting pretty good cards. We really are. Shadow Sun Cleric is really good in Arena. A 3 for 3/3, and you get a minion 1/1. Usually moves that minion out of the range of early removal, but Starfire is just too strong. I mean, I know it's a 6-drop, but I don't know how you pass up 5 damage and draw a card, so that is what I'm going with. And every time I play someone who's got like 3 or 4 Starfires, it's really annoying. Let's see, Twilight Drake. Pretty decent still, even though it got nerfed. Ravenhold Assassin is a 7 damage bomb, 7/5 with stealth. Warden doesn't really help us. You know, we're already pretty, you know, Twilight Drake or Ravenhold Assassin. I think Assassin is another form of a win condition, although it's a turn delayed. So I'm gonna go ahead and take Ravenhold Assassin here. I mean, take yet another Wrath. I mean, I really don't think that hurts us. Harvest Golem is a really solid card. Normally I would take Harvest Golem probably over Wolf Rider, but Wrath is really good. Yeah, we aren't getting a lot of Druid cards. It's not like that Hunter. Last night I think it was at the Hunter Arena. We got pretty much everything was a Hunter card. I love me some Ironbark Protector. So we definitely are getting big minions, but we have a lot of early removal, so this isn't terrible. I like Mark of the Wild. And Savage Roar is really good. These are all good. Savage Roar, you know, gives you another form of win condition. I don't really want to take Stormwind Knight over either one of these. Kind of stuck between Savage Roar and Mark of the Wild. Well, we're only 12 cards in, so it's hard to say what the deck's going to turn into. You're right, we have big minions now, but we could pull, you know, 10 small minions after this. I'm going Savage Roar. We do need to start looking at getting some smaller minions, that's for sure. Let's see. I think Raid Leader here. It helps us get a smaller minion down. I like Stormpike Commando, although I think it should be a 4 instead of a 5 at that with those abilities. Maybe a 4/3/2 and deal 2. Well, that'd be really crazy considering most 3/2s are 2s. Anyway, that guy needs to be cheaper. I'm gonna go Raid Leader. Let's see. Innervate is really good at ramping, but I have a hard time passing up Starfires, honestly. Although, as much big mana as we have, I think Innervate could be useful. Lord of the Arena is a great card as well. You know what? I'm going Starfire. Gonna keep with the Starfire mantra. So we could pull Dread Corsair here as a taunt minion. Not the most effective taunt minion without a weapon. Ogre Magi, you know, spell damage wouldn't be bad considering we have Wrath. We have 3 Wraths, a Starfall, and 3 Starfires. It's also a solid minion. I'm gonna go ahead and take the Ogre Magi. Oh, jeez. Well, this is turning into a big minion deck, which is not the best for Arena. You know, we're gonna pretty soon we're gonna start taking low minions, but you know, Archmage is a great minion. Iron Heart Protector is ridiculous. I would normally just take Iron Bark Protector, but considering all the spells we have, I'm seriously considering Archmage. As a 4/7, Archmage is pretty hard to remove. You know what? Iron Bark is just too good. I gotta take Iron Bark. Alright, so Nightblade is solid. Frostwolf Grunt would give us an early low-cost minion with taunt. We're pretty, I don't know. Claw is good as well. It gives you early removal. And Claw also gives you 2 armor, so it's like a heal plus 2 attacks. You're getting 2 attack and 2 armor for 1. That's a great value. Alright, here we go. Some epic cards. Wow. 2 Druid epics. So Ancient Allure, draw 2 cards, restore 5 health. Ancient of War is really good. Big Game Hunter is actually pretty good with it's pretty good for Arena because it helps you take out. Yeah, we do have a lot of big minions, Snow. We're gonna have to start addressing that here pretty soon. You know, I'm kind of tempted to take Ancient of Lore for the draw power. Yeah, we don't have the draw power. We have 3 Starfires as our only draw right now. I mean, Big Game Hunter, even if you don't get to use his ability as a 4/2, he still can be pretty good. I think I'm going to go Ancient of Lore, mostly for the draw power. And it's got a heal on it. I'm going Ancient of Lore. So at this point, I think we really need to start looking at draw power and low to mid minions. Unfortunately, these are not very good cards for us. You know, though, actually Mana Wraith, with this deck, Mana Wraith wouldn't be bad. Because if we slow down the game, then it'll let us get our big minions out. So I think Mana Wraith is the best play. Jeez. Another Starfire, a Healing Touch, and an Archmage. These are all great again. Healing Touch is really good, just straight heal. We have 3 Starfires. Do we go for 4? I think we go for 4. I mean, I think Starfire is that good of a card. I mean, if we get to turn 6, and we're just putting out 5 points of damage, we can remove almost anything he puts on the field. I'm going Starfire. Alright. So, we have 9 cards left. We really need some early to mid-game minions. I like Harvest Golem here for that reason. We don't have a Naturalize yet, which Naturalize could be good, but we have so many big minions and so much big removal. I don't know that we need a Naturalize. Moonfire is fine. Moonfire is a perfectly good spell, but I think here I prefer Harvest Golem. Not that I would necessarily take Harvest Golem over the other 2 always, but with this deck I think I would. Hey, good evening, Gav. I've been on about 15 minutes. Let's see, we could take Wild Growth, which will help us ramp up. Goldshire Footman. You know, I like Direwolf Alpha here again. It's a form of soft taunt. It can boost our minions late game. Let's see, 7 cards left. We have so many big minions. I normally would take Lord of the Arena here. But Abusive Sergeant, Earthen Ring Farseer are both good. Every time we go this heavy into the big minions, it ends up not working out very well. Now, early minions, you know, we have 2 Mana Wraiths, 2 Direwolf Alphas, 1 Mana Wraith. We really don't have a lot. I'm tempted to take the Farseer or even the Abusive Sergeant here. But you know what? I think about which of these would actually most effectively impact a game. It's got to be Lord of the Arena. I'm going Lord of the Arena. I just am. Alright, 6 more cards. Wow, Druid of the Claw is such a good card. It's still higher than I really want in my mana curve right now. But a 4/6 taunt or a 4/4 with charge for 5 is really good. Harvest Golem is really good as well. Yeah, I feel like Harvest Golem because of the mana curve right now. Druid of the Claw is so good, but we're going to have removal, so I'm not too concerned about taunt. I'm going Harvest Golem. Well, I think here we go Pint-Sized Summoner. With all these big minions. Defender of Argus is great, though. And it gives us the ability to put some taunt out whenever we need it. I mean, Pint-Sized Summoner doesn't usually live long enough, but we did have one game. We've had a couple games where it made a big difference. Yeah, I do think Defender of Argus is better. Nah, alright, so Torn Warrior, this is kind of exactly what we need. Gives us early taunt with some aggressiveness as well. Earthring Farseer is still good. I'm gonna go Torn Warrior. Alright, so 3 cards left. At this point, we're starting to do a little better on our mana curve. Probably still need... no, Sun Fury Protector got nerfed or buffed depending on how you want to think about it. I don't think Defender of Argus got changed. Oh, Wind Fury Harpy is so nice. Late game. We have so many big minions. I think here we have to go Mark of Nature. Wow, this is just... They're just throwing big minions at us. I mean, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 minions that are over 5 cost. But Stormwind Champion is solid. I mean, you can't doubt the Stormwind Champion. And I really like Power of the Wild. Sun Fury Protector, they instead of giving all minions taunt, it only gives adjacent minions taunt. So it's a nerf in the sense that you give less minions taunt. It's a buff in the sense that you can choose which minions get taunt, which means you can choose to protect certain minions if you have more than 1 minion on the field. Which can be a buff, depending on how you look at it. Yeah, Moonfire isn't bad for early board clear. I agree with that. I like Power of the Wild though, because it's a buff for late game, or I can summon a Panther. Going Power of the Wild. Oh, we got epics. We have epics. On the last card, we have epics. Hey, Antoniak. Haven't seen you before. Welcome to the stream. I mean, it's hard to argue with Deathwing, right? Deathwing is pretty nice, but I tell you, Black Knight's starting to see a lot of constructed play, because taunts are so popular both in arena and constructed, that Black Minion gives you a removal, and a decent minion. I'm actually... Deathwing is just... I mean, it's a Twisting Nether plus a 12/12 body. It's kind of a tough choice. I think Deathwing is... So let me put it this way. I think Deathwing is going to be a more impactful card less often. So Deathwing could definitely win a game, whereas I think Black Knight will be beneficial more often. It's a 6 mana, we'll get to play it more often, assuming we draw them equal amount of times. And I think it's going to give us more consistent return. It may not win the game, but I think it's more consistent, so I think I want to go Black Knight here instead of Deathwing. You know what? I've never played Black Knight, so let's take Black Knight. I want to see how it works. Alright guys, so that completes our arena deck. This is going to be pretty interesting. It's an interesting deck. If we can get to the mid to late game, I think we'll be in decent shape. So, alright guys, I'm going to take just a quick minute break. I need to go check something real quick. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. So let's go ahead and get this arena run started. Alright, so welcome to this arena run, Druid Arena Run. My name is Darhoth. You can follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube at Darhoth. You can also check out Hearthstone.com, which is our website, and the Hearthstone 101 guide. All that information is available in the Twitch channel description, as well as the channel description if you're watching this video on YouTube. So check it out. Should be a pretty interesting Druid deck. We don't have much in terms of early minions, although we have some. We have a lot of late game presence and a lot of mid to late game board clear. So it should be pretty interesting. Alright, so we got the Mana Wraith here. I've never actually played a Mana Wraith before, so we'll see how this goes. The idea of the Mana Wraith was to kind of slow everything down a bit. Wow, so it's funny. We talk about not having any low-cost minions, and we have 4 2-drop cards. Let's see. We could coin into the Mana Wraith and really slow things down, but I don't think I want to do that with all these low-cost minions out. So actually, I'm just going to coin into my Panther.
Job's done.
Playing against a Hunter, so he doesn't have a great form of immediate removal. So... Kaepernick, how big is the Hearthstone program itself? I haven't really... That's what I tried to say. I haven't really noticed that it's, too big when I've been downloading and whatnot, honestly. I'm tempted to play the Mana Wraith here to make it harder for him to play a Beast. I could just play Direwolf Alpha and keep putting the pressure on. I'm gonna play Direwolf. I know I'm leaving his buzzard up, which means he's probably going to draw a card this turn, but he's going to have to start taking out minions, or we're going to put a ton of damage in before he even knows what's going on. So this Mana Wraith is actually going to probably become a bit of a liability, so we'll see.
I wonder.
Oh, he might just trade here. I hope he decides to attack. That's a little odd. Well, now if he wants to keep doing this, it's gonna keep putting damage into him.
Job's done.
I mean, I'm overextending here a bit, so I gotta be careful. If he pulls like a... drops an explosive trap or something down, or explosive shot.
Yes.
Alright, Savage Roar, this will be great, because now we can clear Dazdingo and get more damage in.
For the wilds.
Yeah, well, the main reason I took Mana Wraith was because this deck really needs to get into the mid to late game, although you wouldn't know it from the cards you pulled. And so it could slow down the early game. Alright, well, he conceded on turn 4. I think, so our mid to late game deck did really well and killed somebody at turn 4. I don't know what that's a sign of things to come. That's kind of funny. Yeah, the hunter should be the one wanting to play beast. Alright guys, I'm going to take another quick second break. I'm actually doing laundry for my trip, and I just need to check it again real quick, so I'll be right back. Alright, so let's go ahead and continue on. Well, I think, you know, when he didn't start clearing there, like he didn't attack with his buzzard and immediately take out my panther, I understand that he didn't want to lose his buzzard, but you got to take that trade. That panther ended up doing, what, 14 points of damage? Or was about to before you conceded?
Malfurion versus Thrall.
I must protect.
We got our legendary. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and keep him, even though it's a 6-drop. We have a bunch of early drops again, so we'll see what he plays. We might coin into Alpha. We might just pass on turn 1 and coin into Harvest Golem.
You shall not pass.
Alright, I'm not concerned about the Shield Bearer. Let's see, we could coin in a Direwolf Alpha here. Worst case scenario, we play another Direwolf Alpha next turn.
Job's done.
Let's see, I could... I'm just gonna go ahead and drop my other one.
Job's done.
Now, unless he plays something like Fork Lightning, which would be really good for him. Knife Juggler. Knife Juggler might be good too.
The light protects me.
Hopefully it doesn't hit one of our guys. Nice. That's actually the best thing for us, because now he can't clear with his totem. Oh, Starfall is going to be nice. I'm going to kind of ignore his minions for that reason for now. I could Savage Roar. And I'm just going to put the Harvest Golem down. I shouldn't have done... That was bad. I should have done that differently, right? Yeah. That's alright. I'm gonna go ahead and kill his Knife Juggler.
Job's done.
So this is good. We have Starfall in our back pocket if we need to do any clear. Especially against a Shaman who's going to be sending totems out. If I were him, I'd go ahead and do the 2-for-1 against the Direwolf Alpha. But he's not going to. See, I think that's a mistake. Savage Roar here.